Howdy, my name is John, and this video is the Buddy Read tag. I was tagged for this by Summer at Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, and the original is by Noah at Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse. Here are the Buddy Reads that I have participated in to date. The first one was a read-along of the Greatcoats series by Sebastian De Castell. This was sponsored by Mike Books Review. Also participating in that were Library of Alexandria and Alex Nieves. Really, my only participation in that was watching those three gentlemen's reviews of each book. I didn't really participate in the Discord that much because there were so many people participating in the Discord that I really felt uncomfortable trying to get my voice heard. I made videos of my own for those, but that was really the only participation. The next buddy read that I've been participating in is a read-through of The Divine Comedy by Dante. This is sponsored by Tom L.A. Books. He's been doing a video per canto. We started this back in December. I've watched all of the videos to date. Tom's doing a really great job. There's a number of booktubers that are also participating in this. The only one that I watch regularly is Pay from Attention. In January of this year, I actually started 3 buddy reads. I started a buddy read of the Black Company series. This is sponsored by Mark at Slowly Read. I started a read-along of the Wheel of Time series. This was sponsored by Ian at B&B Books and Jose at Amazing Worlds. I actually DNF'd out of the world about halfway through, and I did not continue in the series. The third buddy read that I did in January was I, Claudius. This was a buddy read with Lana Ex Libris, Literary Lives of Sarah, and Amy at Potato Burrigan. Given my experience with how the Greatcoats read-along went, I was looking for something smaller that I felt like I could participate in more freely. My next buddy read was Quiet by Susan Cain. This is a book about introverts. I buddy read this with Very Literary Carrie and Summer at Cozy Reading for Quaker Cats. I read this in March. The next buddy read that I participated in was a read-through of the Dragonlance Chronicles. I had originally intended not to participate in this readathon, at least as far as reading the books. I was going to watch the videos. However, when Beth Ann Bruninga Sokolar announced that she was going to read along, I decided that this was a perfect opportunity for me to buddy read with her because she and I have been Dragonlance buddies ever since she joined BookTube. So I buddy read the first book, Dragons of Autumn Twilight, pretty much exclusively with her. I did watch the live show, but I did not participate in other than in the chat. After the first one, I was invited to participate in the chat of the second book. I really enjoyed that chat. That's probably my favorite live chat that I've done thus far. I don't know if I'll be able to participate in the live chat for the third one. If I'm not able to, I will go back and watch it later. There were a number of people who participated in the first live show and who sponsored this read-along, and so I'm only going to name a handful of them. She Was Only Evie, Andrew's Wizardly Reads, Nico's Book Reviews, Ponderings of Pete, Noah at Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse, and Joanna. The next buddy read that I want to talk about is the 2 books of the Manifest Illusion series. This is Beyond Redemption and The Mirror's Truth. The participants of this were Steve Talks About Books and Stuff, Stacy's All Booked, and Yolene Reads. We had 2 live discussions. We also had the author, Michael R. Fletcher, participating in those. Live discussion for Beyond Redemption was my very first live discussion. My next 2 buddy reads were with Margaret Pinard. The first one was Minimum Wage Magic by Rachel Aaron. This is the first book in the DFZ series. And then the next one was Orcs and Crate by Margaret Atwood. This is the first book in her Mad Adam trilogy. The last buddy read that I'm going to mention is a buddy read of the landmark Julius Caesar. This is a collection of all of Julius Caesar's major works, and right now we're in the middle of the Gallic War. This is sponsored by David Wiley, and also participating is Tony from An Erudite Adventure. Prompt number 1, accountability. Do you like buddy reads? I do enjoy buddy reads. Reading a book with someone else really helps to bring out things in the book that I didn't see when I read the book. It helps to get other people's perspective. Every book that I've read has been enhanced by the input of the people that I've read it with. Prompt number 2, sharing. Is there an ideal size group for buddy reads? For me personally, the smaller the better. I really enjoyed the one-on-one buddy reads that I've done. And I've enjoyed those that are about 2 to 4 in size as well. If it gets to be 5 or larger, I have a really bad tendency to get lost in the crowd. And those just aren't as enjoyable for me. Prompt number 3, duration. Are longer or shorter works better for buddy reads? Doesn't really matter to me. With longer reads, it does kind of help up to break up the discussion into several parts instead of just having one discussion at the end. Because, it gets harder to remember everything that happened in the book. As long as everybody takes the time to do the reading and have proper discussions, the overall length of the novel doesn't really matter. Prompt number 4, community. There are many types of readers. Share a meeting of the minds. The one that stands out the most to me in this regard is the buddy read I did of Quiet by Susan Cain with Very Literary Carrie and Summer at Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. We all live in the same time zone, and we would chat about the book as we were reading it on Instagram chat, and it really made for a rich experience. We then had a Zoom chat after we had finished it, and it was just really an enjoyable experience. Prompt number 5, perspectives. There are many types of readers. Share a difference in perspective. When we were having our Zoom chat for I, Claudius by Robert Graves, Lana mentioned that she didn't really like the main character of Claudius because Claudius is a very passive person. He's really just watching the action happen. He's not participating in it that much. Now, that was something that I really hadn't considered. It didn't bother me as I read the novel. I enjoyed that novel quite a bit. I gave it 5 stars. But for Lana, it was just a 3-star novel because of how she perceived Claudius. Prompt number 6, challenges. Share a private or public challenge to read out of your comfort zone. For this one, I'm going to pick the 2 books that I read out of the Manifest Delusion series. Both of these are grimdark, and I'm new to the grimdark subgenre of fantasy. Both of these books really challenged me as a reader in what I'm comfortable about reading about. The live show that I did for the first book in the series, Beyond Redemption, was also my very first live show, so I was very anxious going into that. I had a lot of fun with the discussion, but I was very nervous about it too. Prompt number 7, events. What is your favorite reading event and why? I don't really participate in reading events that are common on BookTube. The biggest reason being why is, I already have a large number of books that I want to read, and I don't read very fast. So I give priority to the books that I want to read, and I know those readathons and reading events are fun, but I'll leave those for other people for now. Maybe if I can increase my reading speed to the place where I can start participating in them, I will actually then start participating. And for now, I'm going to focus my buddy reading on channels that are sponsoring a book that I would like to read anyway. Prompt number 8, can't stop. A booktuber you have buddy read the most with. So the booktuber that I have buddy read the most with is Mark at Slowly Read. We've read the 7 books of the Black Company series, I've also read at least 3 other books that he reviewed and recommended prior, those being Traitor's Blade by Sebastian De Castell, Prosper's Demon by K.J. Parker, and Beyond Redemption by Michael Hart Fletcher. Prompt number 9, Won't Stop, a booktuber you haven't, but want to buddy read with. So the booktuber that I most want to buddy read with that I haven't already is Jeremy Fee. And I actually have a specific book that I want to buddy read with him. The book I want to buddy read with Jeremy Fee is My Name is Asher Lev, and I'm not going to pronounce this name correctly, but Chain Patak. This book was assigned reading my senior year of high school, and it's my favorite of the books that were assigned reading in high school. Since Jeremy is an English teacher, I thought this would be a fun book to read with him. This book follows a man who is a second-generation immigrant to America, and it details his struggles as he both tries to stay true to his immigrant roots and as he assimilates into American culture. I don't know when I'm going to be able to fit this book into my schedule, but hey, Jeremy, if you're up for it, let me know. Prompt number 10 is Tag Your Buddies. For this tag video, I'm going to tag everyone that I have done a buddy read with who has not already done this tag. Now, a number of those people have already done this tag, so you don't need to repeat it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.